Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching GEEKCASTER. I'm Phil Geeks, and today we've got in the studio...
I have a hangover, okay? Dayveonne Bussey.
Life is like a box of chocolates, Corey Davis.
All right. So you're watching GEEKCASTER. Everything sci-fi, fantasy, everything we geek over, we talk about. That could be lifestyle, technology, all of that. Hey, you guys, so what's going on? There's a lot going on in the Star Wars universe.
Yes. So if anybody haven't seen the last and final episode of The Mandalorian, they have gave you an end credit that basically introduced a new saga, which is called the Book of Boba Fett.
Oh, I didn't get to that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you gotta watch the end. They definitely did it to you. They definitely did a Marvel thing there.
I watched the show, but I didn't stay till after the credits. Okay.
That's
Guess I gotta watch that now.
Yeah. It's okay.
You can't even get into the Marvel universe. The Star Wars universe. It's hard because Disney owns everything, but the Disney universe, specifically having to do with Star Wars, we have to talk about the ending of Mandalorian. If you didn't already see it, please cover your ears and then continue. Fast forward to like a minute or two. 2 minutes. Yeah, fast forward. Because you'll like where we're going with it. So we were introduced to a couple of different characters. Ahsoka. We've seen the rise of Boba Fett. We've also seen a couple of side characters that are really nice. And this is all on the build-up. They definitely said, listen, this is what we did with Marvel. Let's do the same thing with Star Wars. It works. And we're going to move forward with it. Do you guys get the same vibe? It's basically just copy-paste there.
Yeah, that's what Jon Favreau said. He said that's what he learned at Marvel, talking with Kevin Feige. You have to appease the old fans because they're the ones that carry the torch, and you have to build these stories for also the new generation. And they did an excellent job with Marvel and definitely with Mandalorian. So they have the power right now.
Yeah.
And I totally agree as well. Like, it's all about a strategic strategy to please us. So if you bring out certain cookies or croaks or things from Star Wars, and then all of a sudden you just magically say, oh, by the way, guys, at the end of a certain show, you be like, here's all the other stuff that you should be preparing for Disney Plus. You got people sold.
Yeah, so I also feel that it was such a huge surprise and a pleasant surprise. Even Mark Hamill said, listen, I don't even know how we kept this secret for a whole year, but we did, and it was great. And I was really happy to not know that he was going to show up.
Spoiler.
Yeah, that's a spoiler alert.
Yeah, because it did sound like he slipped a little bit and just said, oh, Mark Hamill, and it turned it
and that's
around.
why we said, you got to fast forward 2 minutes. If you didn't, you're mad, but oh well, you should listen. Follow directions. Who are you in school? Okay? All right. Well, they probably already fast forward. This is about the 2-minute mark, so let's move on. I am looking forward to, I would say, Obi-Wan, because I know Boba Fett is going to get a lot of the light. If I had to, I prefer to see Boba Fett. I've been asking for a Boba Fett film for a very long time as a big fan. I just don't feel they're going to do it well. I just feel I'm going to be let down. Like what happened with the Han Solo film. I just feel let down with that. Yeah. And shout outs to Ron Howard because he went through a lot to keep that script together. And I think he did a great job for what it was. And did you guys know that Ron Howard stepped in? He wasn't even. A lot of things were filmed. He had to refilm things and actually piecemeal it together and keep the script together. That cannot be easy.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah. So shout out to Ron Howard for doing that, because it's one thing to walk in to someone else's script that you weren't there since the beginning, and but to someone start filming stuff, have to pull in the bits and pieces that actually worked, didn't work, and then fit it into your own vision, and still lay the pipes of another person's vision. That wow, that's amazing. But yeah, I was disappointed with that. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Let's go one by one. What do you think of Boba Fett? Do you think that series will have the energy of the Mandalorian?
Oh, I will jump in on this one. Well, whoever's directing it or doing the writing, it's all about story. It's all about writing. Now, do I think it's going to do better than Mandalorian? I think it will, because if it doesn't, it will be a lot of backlash. And I think they can't afford to mess up Boba Fett in this type of scenario, basically when they introduced him into the Mandalorian series. So it should be okay. It should be top tier, the Mandalorian, but we don't know yet, and there's no trailers, so we can only cross our fingers and hope.
Corey?
And I think that's where I'm at. Unless they do a PG-13, because if you did watch The Mandalorian, and once he came in, it kind of started getting a little bit more violent, more so than what The Mandalorian had did thus far. So if they were to do it right, I think it would have to be PG-13.
Interesting.
And I'm not sure if we have, yes, everyone wants a Boba Fett story or series. They've been asking for it for years, like you said. It's just, are we getting too much Star Wars? Yes, Marvel built up to this, but are they throwing a whole bunch of Star Wars at us now just to fill in the gaps from the movies? That's something that I worry about.
Well, my take on this one, because we do have a lot to go through, but my take on this one is pretty simple. We didn't want Mandalorian. You threw that at us. We didn't want it. No one cared. We didn't want it. We wanted Boba Fett, and you gave us Mandalorian. So now, if that was a Boba Fett series, we would have been happy. We would have been quite content. But no, you said this is not Boba Fett. This is Mandalorian. So now it's you really got, the stakes are so much higher now because of what you did and didn't do. Exactly. You giving me there or giving me the exactly, Dayveonne. What are you giving me?
No, I'm giving you, really, bro? Really? This is how you feel?
I really feel this way.
Is it because you're a Boba Fett fan? That's why you're saying these things?
I'm saying it because everyone, remember in the beginning? A couple things in the beginning. What do they say? Oh, this is Boba Fett. They're like, no, this is Mandalorian. But we want Boba Fett. No, this is what we're giving you. But, all right.
But the thing about you have to start, but I'm going to say it like this. You have to start off with a side story to introduce somebody, then just plainly give it to you. They didn't start off with Captain America and just gave you Captain America. They gave you Iron Man first. No, they gave you Hulk. And then Iron Man.
Well, I mean, it didn't have to, because literally,
I'm just using that as a scenario.
Yeah, but it's not necessary, because if they started out in a bar and there was a fight, and who broke it up or who, and they did that with Boba Fett, we would have been content. If we saw Boba Fett coming out of the desert after getting out of that monster's belly, we would have been satisfied. It's kind of like for the weeks we've been saying, is that baby Yoda? And then we find out, no, has nothing to do with Yoda. It's just a species, just Yoda's species. So they kept playing with us and poking at us. Disney.
But we knew it wasn't Baby Yoda.
I mean, I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan. I'm more of a Star Trek person. I did watch all 9 of the movies. So when they said, "Oh, the Mandalorian is coming out," I'm like, "Oh, this is cool." If they would have said, "Oh, this is Boba Fett coming out," I would have been like, "I don't know too much about this," so I probably would have passed. But because I did not know this, and probably they're filling in a lot of the gaps because there's a lot of gaps in Star Wars, I think this is appropriate. I think it just hit the nail right on the head. So
All right. Well, let's skip to Obi-Wan because there's a lot to be said
Finally,
for
we can
Obi-Wan.
agree.
There's a lot to be said for Obi-Wan. We've seen Obi-Wan older. We've seen Obi-Wan die. We've seen Obi-Wan when he trained Anakin. Do we really need to see a young Obi-Wan? Is it necessary at this point?
I think so.
No. That's just like watching Solo. Like, did we really need to see a younger Han Solo in a movie?
I don't.
I thought.
Did we?
I thought it
I'm just
came.
asking a generic question. I'm just.
Yeah. I thought it-
Did we?
It wasn't
Yes.
necessary. It was nice, but you didn't need it. I don't think so.
Because he kept saying he did the the Kessler run in like 12 parsecs. Wasn't that the thing? And everyone got to see it and was like, "Oh, okay, this is what he did." Cool. It seemed like Star Trek's going light speed, but all right. I
Well,
thought it was decent.
That's when you have the same executive producer doing both franchises. That's what happens.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was nice, but it wasn't necessary. All right, so Obi-Wan, you guys don't seem too excited about Obi-Wan.
No. Well,
I'm not.
All right.
I think it would be interesting, but I'm not that excited.
So since we
I'm
touched
not
on
sold
it,
yet.
Lando, what do you guys think about that? Excited or kind of like?
Now
meh?
that I can say we need to know more about who Lando is. So yes,
I will agree to that. Yes.
I will check that out.
Now, is he getting liked just because he's black?
No.
Because why can't we give him a movie? Why has it got to be a series?
Because aren't they done with movies for now?
And not just because of the COVID, or you're just
Pandemic.
or just Star Wars is like we need to regroup.
Star
We
Wars
messed up
just-
with the last 3. Let's just
Right.
focus on series.
Yeah. Because like I
So
said,
they're
there was
supposed to be coming out with a couple of other movies.
There are some Jedi movies coming out. There's some Sith Lord movies coming out.
So I don't think. Yeah, so it does. Like, I don't think they said they were done. They just was done doing that story.
right.
And
I
they're
think
going to do some more.
you had Donald Glover's Lando, which I thought was decent. Most people thought he didn't capture Billy D. Williams' Lando. So with this series, hopefully they can get it right and appease both the old and new fans and give us Lando how he's supposed to be, I guess. But
Will it be
we'll
another
see.
actor?
So
Did they announce that?
I don't know. We might want to IMDb that. All right. Yep.
On
But while you're looking that up, Bad Batch, I have no idea. I think that might be that could be so many different things. A bad batch of Jedis, a bad batch of Ewoks, I don't know. Bad batch of clones. Could be a lot.
they did not announce who is going to play.
Who is it going to be? Oh, they didn't announce.
They did not. No.
Now, a droid.
they got the announcement. They got the person up here.
Where
Who
I
is it?
see right now, they're talking about they should bring back.
Oh no,
Billy D. Williams.
Dayveonne's playing him.
I was about to say, they got Lando already. It's me.
Oh boy, did I fall for that?
Yep, yeah, you did. So I'm looking at like Road. What was that? Road. What is that? Rogue. What?
Rogue One.
No, the
Oh, the new show, Rogue Squadron.
not necessary.
Rogue Squadron.
Endor, not necessary. Bad Batch sounds. There's only a couple ways you can go. Not necessary. Ahsoka would be interesting.
Okay, I'm going to tell you about Bad Batch. For what is shown, Um, Mina Nin Win, who was in the final episode, she is going to be reprising her role as that particular character, which is Finis Shadin, if I'm saying her name correctly.
Probably not.
The character, probably not, but you know who I'm talking about. She's going to be playing that character, the Boba Fett's partner. That's what the Bad Batch is.
Wait a
Who's
minute.
his
Her.
But
Huh?
if she's
I'm
already
looking at
on Boba Fett, why is he?
I guess they're supposed to do another side story with her. Just her and a couple of other groups of
And this is
people.
what I meant.
So I'm assuming this has something to do with her being a bounty hunter.
Okay.
That's why it's called the Bad Batch.
Okay. Yeah, whatever.
I don't know. I'm more excited for Visions.
Now, what's that about? That sounds creamy.
Yeah, that's going to be an animated short series. So who knows what's entailing? But it's an anime. I'm all for it. It's supposed to be short little films. I think because of the success of the Clone Wars and Rebels, I think Vision will fit along right into that animated Star Wars universe. So I'm excited for it.
Yeah. Yep. Okay.
What else is there? The Alkalite?
Yeah, what's that
Have you
about?
guys read about the Alkalite?
Is that about You're supposed to fill in the blanks. I have no idea.
So it's supposed to be when the Jedi's golden age happened, when they were talking about the High Republic era. So it's supposed to take place during that time to fill in a lot of the gaps. I think most of these shows are trying to fill in the gaps of Star Wars. So
Yeah.
this is the Jedi's golden age series.
So pretty much it's saying the series that takes viewers into the galaxy of shadows, secrets, and emerged dark side powers in the final days of the High Republic era.
Yeah, but again, this show doesn't even have a cast, so they're saying it might be a female lead to lead the series, which would be cool. But other than that, not much information.
Correct.
Cool.
And then we have, did we talk about Andor?
Andor is pretty much we didn't.
Is that going to be Ewoks?
No.
No. Andor is, if you saw Rogue One, the pilot that basically at the end died with so they can explain how that whole message and all that stuff came apart, and Darth Vader basically killed all them people, which was the best part of that movie.
Yeah, really.
The only best part. So it's just going to focus on that particular character, that Andor.
Yeah, so Diego Luna is going to reprise his role as Andor, which I think is the worst character to bring back. Like, yeah, I'm okay with Ahsoka. I'm okay with Obi-Wan. I'm okay with Lando. But why do we need Andor? Like, we know what happens to him. So, I don't know. I feel like this is probably the least show that I might be interested in.
Yeah, because I see the pictures already, and I'm like...
I mean, it's very interesting because there is a lot of Star Wars content just as it is now. I mean, when you look at Disney Plus and you see all the Star Wars stuff they have, oh my goodness, there's a lot. So them planning all this stuff, I feel it's interesting, but well, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know.
And this is what I'm.
Sorry.
Are we getting shoveled with a whole bunch of Star Wars content just because it's hot right now? I mean, Marvel built to it, so.
Well, also, you got to remember that Disney's spending a lot of money on theme parks, Star Wars-driven theme parks. So they're going to, so these are just huge commercials for toys and huge commercials for the theme parks.
Have you been there?
Right.
Have you been to Disneyland? So I went.
Well, Disneyland, yes. And I have been to the, I'm so little, so people were like stepping on me, so I didn't enjoy it much. But yes, I did go there, and they have some Star Wars attractions. I went through one or two of the rides. It was nice, but I didn't see the world though, the one they just built.
Yeah.
All
What
right.
was it? Galaxy's Edge. Yes, I went there earlier this year for New Year's and late December last year. It it's appeasing. You really do feel like you're in a Star Wars movie. They walk around in costumes, stormtroopers, Vader. You see Rey a couple of times. If you have a lightsaber, they pull you over and ask you questions. You do have to speak in Star Wars lingo because they don't deal in money; they deal in credits. It's a really good place and experience. But as far as building this universe, I don't see how they're going to build that theme park or build that world with all these upcoming shows. I think that's going to be extremely difficult because they're already limited on space and it's not much room for them to grow. So, well, I'm excited to see how they're going to incorporate the shows into that park.
Well, did you see the new thing they have where you're immersed, where they hold on a second, hold on a second. Well, like they bring you in. They bring like your family and everything. They drop you off, and then you go into this building, and it makes it seem like you're going into a plane, and it simulates like you're flying up into a huge craft, and like you're in a whole world.
Yeah, that was closed when I went. It opened right after I left. So mad.
All right, hold on a second.
Matter of fact, tell the audience,
Yeah.
Corey, how much were the tickets?
Ticket.
Sorry about that. Sorry, what were you saying?
What was the
Had to
question?
mute the audience didn't hear that, but yeah, it's real. It's real out here in the recording land, live land.
What we were saying is, tell the audience how much the tickets cost to get in theme park.
Depends on where you go for your tickets. There are discounted tickets. You can get it straight from the park.
Just the generic regular price. We ain't talking about the discount.
I don't know because I know they raised the prices after I've been there, so I'm not sure exactly what it is now. But I paid $50 per person, $60 per person, about,
Wow.
and that's with military discounts. So
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
yeah, it's definitely a lot more than that.
Yeah.
Wow.
But once you get into the park to get into Galaxy's Edge, Star Wars, you just walk through the park and you walk in. It's not a separate fee.
Okay. Because I know Disney has a tendency to doing separate fees for certain things.
The only separate fee is Universal Studios. So once you get into all the parks, then you can go to all the different worlds. But Star Wars isn't a separate admission. But they do have the lightsaber experience at Galaxy's Edge, where you could build your own lightsaber, which is expensive, but it is an experience.
No, but is it like
tell us the price?
Is it like a really good one, like a replica standard, or it's like the cheap little ones?
It is a replica standard. I will bring my lightsaber on next week. So that I purchased a lightsaber. You get to choose your kyber crystal, and it glows whatever color crystal you can. You can win extra crystals. The elusive black and red crystals are very sought out, but they are standard colors: green, yellow, red, purple.
Wait, are they more expensive?
No. Once you do the experience, you get to choose one crystal, but you can buy additional crystals to change out, which changes the color of your lightsaber.
Can you fight with them?
You can fight with them, and they do make noise, and they flash.
Nice.
And it is very sturdy, and it weighs about 7 pounds, 8 pounds. It's actually a pretty heavy light.
So what's your color, by the way?
My color?
He picked purple. Did I get it? Did I get it right?
Yeah. I have a purple lightsaber. How did you know?
Yeah, because you seem like you would pick purple.
Yeah, I did pick purple.
Mr. Wendu.
Yes.
All right. So if he picked purple, what type of lightsaber would I pick? or would I get or with crystal?
Well, on your
What-
new kick, you'd probably try to get the black one.
Yeah, right. Or red.
Yeah, he'd get black because he's on that
got
new kick.
The
Black is beautiful.
black is very, very, very rare. It's ultra hard. It's really hard to find. The black crystal.
Yeah, you should look up what all that means. Each one makes a difference of what kind of jet. You know what? I'll give you guys the chart. I actually have a chart. I'll send that
They
to you
have-
guys.
Also in Galaxy's Edge, once you go through and they give you the story behind each color of the crystal and how it was mined and what it actually means for the wielder.
Yeah.
And you can build your hilt. You choose it's an experience. It's a very good experience. Pricey, very pricey. Just like Disney wouldn't have it any other way. But yes,
What, it was like 300?
less 200.
That's still,
Oh.
that's not too bad. Because if you
That's
go to
not
a
bad.
con, you're going to spend at least 500-600.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Keep falling out my chair here. Yeah. All right. Well, let's wrap it up here, guys. So, listen, we have a lot of shows that we're looking to see or not see, or we love Star Wars here at GeekCaster. Overall, we are excited. This is what we've wanted our whole lives. I wish that the last 3 Star Wars movies didn't happen, so we could be more excited about the TV shows. I feel like it's almost like they say like Zoom fatigue. I feel like it might be Star Wars fatigue.
I agree to that.
Yeah.
I thought the last few movies
agree.
weren't that bad.
They weren't bad. Yeah.
Granted, I'm not a
I
Star
just felt no. But I will say this much. But if you compare to certain scenarios, certain scenes, I had some issues with it. So
Yeah.
I'll say that for another show, though.
I watched it in chronological order, episode 1 all the way to episode 9 when Rise of Skywalker came out. So right before that movie came out, I watched all 8. So
Well, give everybody your social media before we get out of here.
All right, it is Dayveonne Bussey on Instagram, Facebook, and the Jamal Williams Show on Instagram and Twitter.
you can find me, Corey Javis. What's Corey Javis? You can find me, Corey Davis, at IMGT3 on all of the things.
And you're watching me, Geeks, Phil Geeks. Go to GeekCaster.com, go to GeekCaster, and you'll see a whole bunch of stuff about us. You'll check out these episodes. If you're seeing this live, thank you on our Twitch family or GeekCaster.com live page family. And we're out of here, people. Enjoy. And our next show will be the wrap-up of the year. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, everybody, Merry Christmas. And our next
Merry
episode, we
Christmas.
wish you a Happy New Year.
Happy Kwanzaa.
That too.
Happy Hanukkah. All of the holidays.
Just make sure you say me